I do think this man has been extremely good for Nashville, and he has certainly done virtually anything we have asked him to do in trying to help our show, trying to help this event. Would all of you welcome Nashville Mayor Karl Dean.
Thank you, George.
Mayor's in a good mood. Red Sox have taken 4 from the Braves.
All right.
And so he's feeling good. I want you to get close on that mic.
All right.
Yeah, beautiful. So, I remember it was on a Friday in November of last year that the word got out that this stadium was going to happen. And in the middle of football season, I was absolutely stunned at the amount of people who were excited, who had reaction to it. As you've gone along with this process, have you been surprised how many people have reached out to you to talk about it?
I think the thing that has been the most reassuring to me, but also a bit of a surprise, was in terms of all the big projects we've worked on, whether it's this building, the amphitheater we're building, almost universally the stadium is popular. When I go to the grocery store, when I talk to people, people are excited about it. I think that's because Nashvillians like baseball. I think they like the fact that the stadium is going to be located where baseball was historically played in Nashville. I mean, it really is an incredible history when you think that Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, Jackie Robinson all played on Sulphur Dell, and that's where baseball started. Baseball's going back there. I think people like the idea of making this type of investment in North Nashville. You know, when you look at this area south of Broadway, where, you know, the city obviously built this building, the Country Music Hall of Fame doubled in size, the Omni was built, you have other hotel projects taking place. It was time for an investment in North Nashville. And so I think all those things together have made it a pretty popular project.
We both got kind of a dose of just how strong this issue is. The day of the groundbreaking, it was about 10 degrees. It was god-awful weather. It was colder than fill in the blank. And thank goodness none of you filled in the blank. It was really cold. And we had 750, 1,000 people at that groundbreaking, and had it been a decent 45, 50 degree day, we'd have had 3,000, 4,000 people there.
The groundbreaking was fantastic. Like you say, it was freezing out there, and there was no place for anybody really to get warm. And people stood around for, the whole thing probably took around an hour. And everybody hung in there just to hear some speakers, and, you know, that is not always that exciting, but people like this idea. They're excited by the park, and I think it's great that First Tennessee's putting its name on it. I think they deserve a lot of credit for stepping up and getting that done. I think it's going to be good for them, but it's also going to be good for this project.
We all kind of believe that when this thing opens, that for the first few years, there's always sort of this honeymoon period, that this is going to become in the summer the in thing to do.
Well, I think when it opens, it'll do very, very well, and my hope would be, and I think this will happen, that it will continue to be popular after the first 2 years. I mean, this is an affordable project that's a public-private partnership. It's different than some stadium projects where the city's totally exposed. It also involves the private sector. The Sounds themselves stepped up in a big way. They've been great partners to work on this project with. We have real estate investments that are helping to pay for it in terms of apartments and multifamily use around there. That area of Nashville, where you have the Jefferson Street, Germantown, HCA is building 2 corporate headquarters, Sarah Cannon Research Center and Parallon at the termination of the Gulch in Charlotte. That area in North Nashville is going to take off. It's already happening. I mean, the number of projects being done there right now is extraordinary.
Talk a little bit, you kind of mentioned it, First Tennessee Bank stepping up. They are obviously the naming rights holder to this new stadium. That's a big piece of this.
It is, and you know, it's a big piece. I think it's a private deal between the First Tennessee and the Sounds, but it is a naming rights deal that shows a belief in the project. It's a great validator for the project. I mean, it's essentially First Tennessee, which is an outstanding bank. It's our state's oldest bank, a very successful company, saying we're putting our name on this stadium. We're proud of this deal. We're proud of this project, and that's a good thing.
What can you tell us about the stadium, or maybe the level of construction that's going on so far? I know you've got some notes there. You know more about it than I do at this point.
Well, they're working very hard on it. They keep a pretty long schedule there. Right now, we are on schedule, and most of the excavation work has been done. If you go to the site, you'll see it's almost entirely clear. The foundation will be installed next, and that's what's occurring right now. The concrete and plumbing work will begin in about 2 weeks, and all the utilities have been relocated. And the final greenway design, a greenway is going to be part of this. That'll be done in the next few weeks. And so I'm excited about that. I mean, today I'm doing this 100-mile walk with the mayor thing again. And I was out at the Harpeth River Greenway, which is a beautiful greenway, and we've just opened a new part of it. And we're encouraging people to use our greenways. And this greenway, which will be part of this stadium project, will help attach that to the Metro Center Greenway and attach it over to the Gulch, and it'll be a great amenity for the public.
We have a wireless microphone in the background, and if any of you have a question for the mayor, let's see if we can get the microphone ready back there, and we'll take some questions here in about 2 minutes. Mayor, am I right about 8,500 seats in this stadium?
Yes, you are.
Okay.
And the stadium, I think, is going to be real attractive. It's going to fit in well in that area. You know, the thing that's exciting about it is that people who live in an increasingly dense residential area around it will walk to the game. People who are working downtown can walk to the game, or they can take a shuttle bus or something to the game. There'll be ample parking. It will be easy to get in and out of because of access to the interstate. But it's going to strengthen the core of our city. It's going to, you know, Nashville is already a great place for being an active downtown, and this is only going to magnify that.
This building didn't hurt that either, did it?
No.
Is this place nice or what? Okay, let's take